We are live on the stream right now. So hello everyone. Checking if the stream's live, and the stream sure looks live. Alright. So, are you guys ready? I'm doing countdown and then we start. Ready? Check. 3, 2, 1. Good evening everyone and welcome to What the FUT Live episode 15 already. It's the dog days of FIFA 19 and today we talk about how we are going to approach FIFA 20. Steve, good evening buddy, how are you doing?
Yeah, I'm alright.
Don't be too,
I'm good.
too enthusiastic.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't played FIFA for like 2 weeks, so I don't know how this is going to go.
The other one who hasn't been, at least been playing FIFA for 2 weeks, it's Adam. Adam, straight from Spain. How are you doing?
Yeah, I'm good, thank you. I actually did play a bit of FIFA. Only career mode though. But I did fire up the game.
Career mode, eh?
Yeah.
Oh, awesome. And my name is John, aka FUT Coaching, and it's time to get this show started. So yeah, it's safe to say FIFA 19 has died a slow death now, right? Steve?
Yeah.
2 weeks?
Yeah. I mean, the thing is, as soon as that Pogba, like I said, that Pogba SBC was the end date. And as soon as that happened, it's just been like, FUT has ended. FIFA has not so much ended, but FUT has ended. One of the most interesting things to actually see is what FUT streamers are doing now. They're all doing a variety of things. Some are going to career mode, some are trying to give away tips, and some have just gone to Fortnite for 2 months, which is interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, or I actually saw some players playing Rocket League and cricket. So yeah, cricket, yeah.
That's interesting. Ashes is on.
So it's safe to say neither of you guys played Wicked League. Adam, you were a weekend away, right?
Yeah, I was out in Spain with my wife. Got to jump over some waves and things like that. It was quite fun. Actually, it was really nice. I got cooked in the sun, but only in weird places.
Oh boy!
For people that don't know what weird places mean, that means you're unmentionables.
No, I mean my shoulder and like the side of my chest and things like that. Like there's just patches of burnt, and the rest of my skin's fine because I fell asleep with a towel on me.
Oh man! And that didn't have anything to do with drinking, right?
No. And this was like at 4 o'clock in the day, which to be fair on holiday is usually well too late. I've already started drinking well before that, but actually not this time.
Want to know my dirty little secret from this weekend?
Yep.
I played Weekend League.
Did you?
Oh.
I thought this was going to be a True Geordie leaked messages thing. I thought you were going to be the other person on the other side of the messages.
Yeah, and if everyone wants to know what's that all about, just send Adam or Steve a DM and they'll gladly show you what they mean. No, but I had to give up halfway through. I had 16 or 17 wins. I think it was enough this year. So I ended the year with a good feeling. I had 4 losses, 3 on penalties. And that was about the last one that happened. Was like, okay, this is FIFA 19 for me. So
it's really weird. I know everybody seems to be bad at penalties and nobody seems to be good at them. Who is winning all of these penalty shootouts?
The silent majority.
Yeah, maybe the silent majority. They just don't tell anyone anything about it.
I want another penalty series.
Yeah, exactly. Don't even think about it.
But that was my dirty little secret from this weekend. No more FIFA 19 for me. I deleted from one Xbox, did not delete from the other Xbox because that one hasn't been turned on yet. but I'll be so happy if FIFA 20 just arrives.
Yeah, I mean, I literally some of the things that people are saying about, can't wait to get my hands on it myself. Because I honestly don't believe some of the stuff they're saying. Like, it sounds too good to be true.
Well, talk about people's opinions and thoughts. We'll head into Gamescom in a minute. But the beta has closed now, and the beta's you weren't allowed to talk about it. But beside not being able to talk about it, I think we all heard a lot about it, right?
Yeah, I mean, so there was a Twitter account. I'm not going to say what it was called, but it was very obvious what it was called and what its intentions were. And I think that the thing is with these sort of things is that, and I think we've seen this actually a lot recently in the general world with some disgusting app, is that you can say what you want under a Twitter profile and you don't necessarily have to get punished. And so I think some of these people, you can just say, "Oh, my FIFA 19 beta was nippy as hell." By the way, PC players don't have FIFA 19 beta, FIFA 20 beta. So, yeah, I can say what I want about it because I obviously don't have it. Yeah, Mo was nippy as hell. Zlatan Ibrahimovic is 7'4". What a game! Yeah, so I would just,
people would love that.
If I was reading these opinions, I would take them all with a pinch of salt, because I do remember last year when everyone said that FIFA 19 was amazing. It was this brilliant game, and then day one of release, Van Dijk scoring overhead kicks.
It was comical, wasn't it? It was very comical.
We've spoken about it before, but it was hilarious.
I think, to echo what you're saying, really, I'm petrified because of the fact that every year, this is my experience every year is this. I come off and I end up quitting very early from FUT. And then I'll play a bit of career mode and I'll start to enjoy the game again because I don't have players just abusing the same free metrics, whatever they are that particular year. So I come off and I'm like, all I remember now is scoring long-range goals with my FUT team, because I'll import my FUT team to my career mode, for instance, and just mess around with them there. And then we switch over to the new FIFA, and it's inherently going to be slower. There's going to be things that I'm used to that are all over the place, and I'm like, it's crap. And then I start to like it, and then something extremely abusive comes out, and I realise that the game is just unfixable. And it does feel as though FIFA needs a complete rehaul. And I've felt like that for years now.
But I mean, isn't that the case with any game during the course of a year, which isn't able to turn the whole game around? I mean, taking as example of a card game like Hearthstone, that changes every 3 months with a new set coming out tremendously, because else the thing that's been the meta or being abusive would be abusive the whole cycle, and it would be too much. In FIFA, you can't really change it after 3 months too much. So after 3 months, everyone knows what those mechanics are. Whatever you do.
Sorry, go ahead, John. Sorry.
No, go ahead.
I think that we're allowing a company that has more resources and more power than any other company to get off the hook a little bit too easy here. I'm not as frequently in the NBA 2K community, and I've seen a lot of complaints about certain things and certain things being extremely broken. But I feel like they have a better handle on, well, they did in 18. I feel like they've got a better handle on some of these things. I just feel as though, I think we, the community, considering how much money, time, effort is spent, from your guy that just plays a couple of weekend league games or just plays draft or just plays career mode, all the way up to, your YouTube providers and creators and stuff. There's a lot of effort put in, and for us to only get 3 months of patches is ridiculous. And just some bullshit patches where they put some like pictures in and stuff, it's just not enough. I'm sorry, but this is, I honestly, I've been thinking for a long time that the most successful games bear in mind they don't have to do seasonal updates and stuff. But the most successful games are things like Fallout, not Fallout, definitely not Fallout, but Fortnite and things
Perfect
like
example, though.
And maybe it's time that EA goes, look, just basically tell us all, we're going to make something incredible, but we're going to need some time. So you're going to be stuck with FIFA 20 for the next 2 years, and it's going to be a bit crappy. But when we come back, we're going to have something that we periodically update and is just going to blow your socks off. Like, give us something different, because at the moment we're just getting patched. Like, we're waiting a year for a patch, essentially. And they're just all, we slowed it down.
This is the thing I have, actually, is that essentially I'm not sure that the engine is purpose. And
No.
I thought that from 17, it was new, so I was like, fine. But from 18 onwards, I've just thought that it's not fit for purpose. It's not good enough. There are many things that are wrong with it. That is the thing with FIFA is it's always, and I do agree with you to some extent, John, is that there will always be a thing, because there's only because it's a football game. There's only so much you can do. It's not like on Fortnite you can just make a new map. You can just chop it. If the broken thing is people going up too high and get an advantage on by getting high ground, you can create some super machine that kills everyone that everyone wants to get to, and you can do this and you can do that. Whereas football is football.
Oh, they regularly take out guns and stuff in Fortnite.
Yeah. But you can't just take out Zlatan's head.
Exactly.
Like he's tall. That is it. You just have to accept it. But what they should be is they should be more on the pulse. What my problem with FIFA 19 was, and we discussed this before the pod, was that there was a severe lack of checking in that game, because when it came out, it was not ready for release. And I'm someone who liked FIFA 19 more than FIFA 18. It was still not fit for it. It was still not fit for release. And the reason you knew it was not for release was because 3 months later, people found a very easy skill move to just constantly exploit. And half of the stuff that FIFA being praised for isn't actually bringing anything new to the game. It's actually just correcting the wrongs of FIFA 19.
Yeah.
Which is why what Adam says is true, is it's a patch, not necessarily a whole new game. Well, and that can be quite upsetting.
But I think that's a bit hard. So I totally agree with both of you guys that FIFA 19, as the form that it started out, was not ready to be released. I fully agree with that. What I do think is, and last year they had different ways of bringing it out to the people, so to speak, before release. This year they got another approach in that. Don't you think they did listen? They are trying. I do agree, and I think they should be. But what I think me and Adam are worried about is that last year it was all these sort of messages coming out from FIFA 19, and then it wasn't that good. So what we are saying is that yes, you can look forward to FIFA 20, and yes, that is fine. Like, all the you hear all the rumours, but at the end of the day, you're not getting a brand new game. You're just getting a patch, and you under the skin is still the same engine, and that's where the main issue lies. So when the game does come out, don't expect it to be like a massive overhaul, even though people are saying that it is what me and Adam, and maybe it will be, and me and Adam will be shocked, but I doubt it. Yeah, so I find it hard to say much, to state an opinion on that. So I really get your guys' point of view in this. I seriously do. But I also know that how longer you work with a specific engine, even if it's not built for a specific type of game. The more you can get out of it. And if you look at, PlayStation games from Naughty Dog, they've been using the same engines for years and revamped it and used all kinds of different games from the same engine, which nobody gave 5 cents for it at the start. So you can actually learn to develop the same engine still. And my opinion is I like perfectly fine. Everyone put out the rumors, put out every opinion they had, even though they're not allowed to. I'm all fine with that. But all I'm saying is I do get the skepticism, but I will only base my opinion when I get my hands on the game itself.
And
basically,
that is the same. That is it. Yeah, we're the same. Like
we are, but my biggest worry is that I really want to make sure that I take out like some of the really positive things they've done, like having community managers and stuff. I want to talk about like EA as a company. If I released a game and I had the power and also the finances that EA gets from this game, I would really, really be worried after the year I just had. Because watching my game get trashed halfway through the season, watching my rating go down from a 9 to a 4.5 on certain game sites, and just generally people just being like heartbroken about the game, and just, you know, people saying I'm going over to pairs and I'm doing this and I'm doing that. Now you're going to get that every year, but you're not going to get it as much as I think you got it this year. And my worry is that for other gaming companies and for other things, heads would have rolled for this. And I'm not advocating firing people at all. I'm just saying that it would have been a really serious problem. Now, if you look at something like, I really personally don't like iPhones. However, I have to tip my hat to them that they do go away and they absolutely work their arse off when someone complains about something. And when there's a break on it or something like that, it's a laugh for about a month and then never brought up again. They work tirelessly to fix and do things like that. Again, biggest hater of iPhones there is, but I've got to give them respect for that. And you just don't see the same thing with FIFA. You just sort of see a half-failed effort of, oh, we've done something with the servers, and like, yeah, it's all good, but we're giving them a hell of a lot of praise for something that they should have been doing years ago, and something that they're just not doing enough.
This is what this is. Yeah, I totally agree. They're like I said, they're not, because of their lack of action. We give them too much praise. That said, anyone who's played the beta, like, well done to you. I hope you enjoyed it. What I'd be interested to see in here is you can't mention the beta now, which is fine. But will they be allowed to mention the beta once the game is out?
I honestly don't know, but that's a good question. So if you're listening, if you played it, just let us know in the comments.
Yeah, because if the beta is much better than the game, I want to know what went wrong.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to stay positive because, and I'm not saying you guys aren't positive though. So I think you make fair points. But I do see it as they are steering a big old tanker, and it can't be turned around in 6 months. So I think they hired some good members of the community. So, for example, they got FUT Economist in, they got Goran from or Dr. Poplov from the FUT FM in. They got more people at different places. The communication has been much better during the past 6 months, and maybe they're not there yet. But I do think they have listened, and they are. The fact that most FUT qualified players actually got the beta this year is a big leap forward.
It's a
massive leap forward.
But then if that game's up in like the real game, then it's a leap backwards.
Yeah, but I can't imagine that being the case, since why would they also give those players the things they... saying they gave those players the option to play it, but they also said, well, this last weekend, and I'm pretty sure we are allowed to talk about it, they gave everyone a top-rated tier, all the best players they could possibly have.
Zaro said that on Twitter.
So basically they say, now you have the fastest player you can get, everything is maxed out, break it. Let us show where it breaks. And that's the most positive the most honest they have been and the most transparent they have been in years. So that gives me good faith that they are building it. I'm not saying if FIFA 20 hits, it would be the perfect game. I can't see that being the case totally, but I do see big progress in that, and that gives me good faith.
But I'm going to be so skeptical here, and then I promise I'll be a bit more cheery, right? But all this sort of stuff, like hiring FUT economist and Pop and Pop Love and giving them all the beta, like, I'm really sorry, but I can see through this. This isn't EA being nice. This is a marketing strategy.
No, the marketing strategy is Gamescom this weekend. Putting head-to-head, putting all the game changes there.
No, the marketing strategy is, oh look, we've changed. Do you know? Have you watched South Park the movie? Yeah, right. Now this is going to be a risky analogy.
For everyone that's listening and doesn't have seen it, it's a 12-year-old movie, so maybe it's
But EA is basically Saddam Hussein, right? And singing that I can change.
Yes.
Yeah, that's basically what they are. And like, I'm not gonna trust it until I see it. That's all.
No, but I think that's what we're all saying. And you two are a bit more realistic, maybe than I am. And I'm gonna make a stand for those guys working, because I know they were working the butts off getting the game as good as possible. I'm gonna make a stand for them. And in a couple of weeks, I'll either apologize for the mess I'm playing.
yeah. Me and Adam will just be with like super.
Or I'm probably doing a solo show by then.
To be honest, I wouldn't be smug, because then I'd have spent £1 on a crap game.
And you will be playing it all year because you need to make the pot with us.
Yeah, because I love it.
Talking about playing the pot, talking about making the podcast next year of next season and playing the game. Shall we discuss our strategies on how to approach the game in a couple of weeks? Is that a good thing?
Yeah, go, Adam. Do you want to go first?
Yep, I'm gonna get multiple controllers because a few are gonna go out the window if it's crap.
You can also take coaching sessions and just make sure you don't break them. It's probably cheaper. Not calling myself cheap, but it helps.
No.
You can't coach for when you tackle and the player just walks through though. Yeah. Like, and that's where the controllers are broken. It's not the losing. It's the I've made a tackle. Oh, they've still got the ball with Neymar. Oh, it's a goal. Oh, my goalkeeper just let it go under his legs for no reason. Great. Thank you, game. That's what breaks the control. Being bad at a game doesn't break a controller. I'm awful at Darksiders 3, but I still haven't broken my controller. I still haven't got angry at the game.
But that's also because if you die on Darksiders 3, your opponent doesn't dap at you. But Adam, option 1 is you're getting more controllers. I think that's a safe bet.
But on a serious note, my approach is going to be quite different this year. One, spacing out games. We've mentioned it before, but that's a big thing. 2, whilst I'll be massively, invested in the whole community of it and stuff, I'm not going to just... There are going to be weekends where I'm just not going to put myself into Weekend League. Because, and I hate to say this, but, I'm not advocating people just, taking months off and stuff. But at the same time, it is a very time-consuming thing, that Weekend League. We've spoken about it before that maybe it should be a week league. But, sometimes guys out there, go and get your weekend instead. Because if you've had a bad weekend and then you have a second bad weekend, don't make it a third bad weekend. Go away, go to the park, go on holiday, go for a nice steak, whatever you girls want to do. But just, or like a vegan burger, sorry. But whatever you want to do, don't compound. If it's going bad for you, just take a break from it. Do you know what? It's actually not a bad thing at all to do.
Do you plan those weekends? Are you saying I'm doing once in a month, or just gonna see how it goes?
Yeah, Yeah, at the moment that's my plan. Obviously, if I'm having a lot of fun with the game and it's something that I'm really enjoying, and it's not really annoying me, and because I think that that's the popular misconception that people get angry when they're losing. I get angry when I'm winning. Like it actually angers me as much when I'm winning. There have been games where I've been 5-0 up, and the opponent has just gone to Zlatan header or something, and I'm like, dude, it's July, and I've decided just to bring on subs and just try and put as many past them as possible. And and just away from like stuff like that, like being 3-0 up, but playing a really, really good player and knowing they could come back at any moment, and then just the game just doing something stupid where my keeper just like this year. I don't know how many people experience this, but when someone takes a free kick, if they waited long enough, your keeper would sometimes auto move on his own, and then they could just kick it into
I thought that was people moving it.
No, that happens to me. That happens to me sometimes when my keeper just moves on his own, and I'm not looking at that part of my screen because also I've got quite a wide screen, so I'm generally looking at defending the defenders. I've seen free kicks going, and then I've realised my keeper was at the corner flag. I had my wife watching, and she was like, "We've got to report that guy," and I was like, "I don't think they're cheating. They might be, but I don't think they are." And just stuff like that. I don't want to put myself in that situation anymore.
Adam's found a game-breaking way to cheat and announced it on the 21st of August. Well done.
No, that's the perfect time to announce it. If anything, I don't like. I like people trying to play it, not as I'm going to copy what Barcelona do. Please don't do that. But I'm going to try and copy, like some of the ways that my favourite teams play, and I'm going to try and enjoy the game and stuff. I'm all advocating for that, but I'm not going to be like the best way to score is to do El Tornadoes to Ronaldo and Zlatan's head. Like,
that's all water under the bridge now. We're looking forward, and I think your approach at being going the tilt of out of the way of being tilted is a very fair approach for that. And if Weekend League does that at times that you think really good, that you in advance can say I only do that once a month. I think that's a really Steve. Is there something like that you are going to do Weekend League?
Well, I'll play Weekend League every week. I can get my mitts on it, to be honest, because there's a saying on the FUT PC Discord, and it's just like we're just addicted. And it's an addiction. Like I'm full on addicted to it. I don't think even if this game, if FIFA 20 is the worst game, even if they just re-release FIFA 15 with some nice graphics, I don't think that I could stop playing.
If they release FIFA 15 with some nice graphics, I'd play every day. I don't know why I love that one so much, but I've got some memories.
But honestly, my approach is going to be I'm going to start trading some Dosh when the app comes out, like FIFA Dosh, not like real money, obviously. And I'm just going to try and get a solid gold base, like of good gold players. Nothing like a bunch of 84, whatever the best 84s. And then I'll do what I always do, is I'll purchase the best goalkeeper on the game, and then work my way up from there. And I'll do loads at the start. I'll do loads of god battles and stuff to get used to the game. Also, good rewards. Also, because it takes about a month to qualify for the first Weekend League, so there's that as well.
2 weeks, right?
So, is it only 2 weeks?
I think 2 weeks.
Do you know why it felt like
March,
2 weeks? 2 weeks
so much earlier than
last year. 2 weeks from the. It's 2 weeks from the thing, isn't it?
2 weeks from release.
It's 2
weeks,
I think,
usually.
Yeah, but on PC, I don't know if they're still doing it. But the old Origin Access used to be you get the game 5 days before the earliest release.
Now it's only 3.
Oh, is it? Yeah.
And it's in line with the other people's.
Yes.
And also it's time limited as well, I believe.
10 hours.
Yeah.
Oh, what? Even if you I spend 100 quid on the game?
No, you get 10 hours earlier access, and 3 days earlier than the full release, you get full access.
Oh, okay. Yeah, okay.
And
I
think I might be wrong with the dates, but I think September 17th the 10 hours go in, and then 3 days.
because I pay for the premium EA access just to have it early, and so it felt like ages. I remember it felt like so long for Weekend League to come out.
Well, we were talking about the game, whilst most people were still talking about what they were going to do when they got the game.
Yeah.
I think we were. I'm not showing off here. We were the first podcast to actually talk about gameplay.
Yeah.
PC was earlier than last year.
Yeah, PC was earlier, but then they quick sped the release of the Xbox One because consoles were not happy with people playing it on PC, basically.
No, and PlayStation was always last, right? So.
Xbox was last.
No, PlayStation was last, always.
Yeah, Xbox was the next. Xbox was when they quick released it. They sped it up. But yeah, so that's what I'll probably do. My preparation will be just try and accumulate as many coins as possible, get a decent team, play with that team as much as I can, get used to the game. I might try and learn time finishing. I don't know. I've learned a few skill moves this year, so I'm going to try a few more skill moves.
When talking about the team, are you going to go for a certain league or just see what you back and build from there?
So the European transfer window's not bloody closed yet, so I don't want to say moves. If if someone moves, if Neymar moves to Real Madrid, I want Neymar.
Yeah, but you wouldn't. But then you still go Spanish, but not because of Neymar, because you would go in French league, right?
Yeah, I might go. I mean, the thing is, last year was the first year I didn't go Prem, and I regretted it, even though I had an amazing team. And I think La Liga is going to be the best league.
Adam?
It depends.
What's your thoughts about?
Keeper.
Oh, I don't know. I have a thing that the happiest I ever was on FIFA was when I had my weird hybrid with the Talisca, the Dembele that played for Celtic, and just a weird mixture of people. And I love that because I love seeing my team not looking like all the other meta players. I love when people are using some sort of player of the month Zaha in 18, and it was me with Charisma and some other crazy cats, and it was just so much fun. I'm gonna try and be different. I enjoy that. There's something that I get a real big kick out of being, against the grain and finding the diamond in the rough. I think that one thing that really upset me this year was there were so few diamonds in the rough and fun, cheapo players. This guy that's just come out on Team of the Week for 19. I know it's dead now, but
play sport games like FIFA.
Sorry.
Okay.
No worries. But that Tadic guy, for instance, 5 weeks in or maybe 10 weeks in, that would have been an absolutely fun card to play with. It's in the Austrian league, so it's hard to link and stuff, but it would have been such a laugh. And I want players like that next year. I want players that, whilst everybody else is is getting up to speed and maybe getting an Mbappe in their team and stuff, I want to have some weird, crazy guy that's from a silly league but really works. That's what I want.
Oh, that's a cool thought, though.
Can I just say that was not porn?
Yeah,
but
she said something about FIFA. It's fine.
My girlfriend sent me a link of something she saw, and I thought it was a GIF, and it wasn't. So sorry about that. I thought it was also important, so there we go. Yeah.
So here you have Adam talking about going to be a bit different. Adam, don't worry, you are a bit different. And then we have Steve talking about not watching porn. This is a weird episode.
The thing is, I will inherently go for whoever has the easiest to get 5-star weak foot players, because I think 5-star weak foot is the most stat in the game. Because the 100%. The only stat you can't control, sometimes you have to shoot with your left or with your right. And I just think, I wouldn't Ben Yedder next year from the start because I loved him this year. But
You
his
know,
one's from Monaco, so I don't know.
you make such an interesting point because of the fact that, for instance, if you take Mo Salah, you could give him all of the team of the seasons you want, but you cannot eliminate the fact that he's only got 3-star weak foot and years before 2-star. I used him on. I remember one year he had 4-star and he was incredible, but you can't. There's nothing you can do unless they upgrade that in January, and you get a real lucky one. You can't. You can't teach weak foot on this game.
You can't.
There's
You
no
can't teach
chemistry
pace,
style.
and I will as well. Is the chances are is that this game is going to be pace based, so I'm probably going to go for a pacey team. So there we go. Shock horror. Buy pacey 5-star weak foot players. They're not going to be expensive
At all. No, not even on PC, right?
Do you know what would be really, 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 really? Do you know what's really made me sad? Is realizing that Kongdogbia's Nation Switch has stopped one of the most interesting, disgusting combos with him, Fakir.
Well, I mean, the thing is at least it'll make him cheaper this year because he was 10k at the start. You see,
And he was 81k for his UEL.
Yeah, but he was 10k for his gold card. I remember.
That's something I don't want to see next year. UEL cards.
Nah,
we'll talk about that.
Ones.
We'll talk about that once we know more about the content itself. But basically, you say Steve's going full out in Weekend League again, but with a steady gold squad and start building from there. Are you start building it from the back, Steve, or going to start?
So what? It depends. It actually does depend. It depends where the weaknesses are and how cheap. For example, last year Kongdogbia was 10k, Promes was 10k, so I got them pretty quick, and then I sort of just worked my way through it. I remember getting Courtois. Courtois was like my first purchase of that's that done. And then I do think it was Varane. I probably will, to be honest. It does depend how the game is and where am I weak. Because I remember having a problem scoring at one stage, and then I was like, right, strikers. I need new strikers, and I got new strikers. And so you just sort of build it as you sort of go along, don't you? I had Bale for a long time as well. And I was like, no, not good enough. Not good enough weak foot. And so you just sort of build it up as you go along. It'd be interesting to see the new ratings, to be honest. And then I'll make a more
detailed plan.
Yeah, more of a detailed plan then. But I'm reckon La Liga because of
much options that you go. Many options.
Yeah. They look like they're going to have a lot of very good players.
Do you know what? One thing that I do like is I like one player that, whilst not necessarily team of the season shooting stats, is not like a million miles away. So I mean, he used to be, but I mean, he's going to be destroyed this year. But I like one player where it just, I don't know, it just sort of works very easily. Like I can get used to like the shooting mechanics of, and it will lend itself to later in the game. Because, for instance, in 18 Talisca, I got him quite early on, and that shaped the way I played the game for the rest of the season because of the fact that I could always long shoot from then. The moment I got Talisca, I learned how to long shoot. And Steve's right though. I really, really, really want those weak-footed players as well, like the strong weak foot. What about you though, John?
Yeah, so before we talk about my approach, I was wondering one thing. Are you going to spend FIFA points in this game? I know many people think FIFA points are like horror and stuff, but I always found that if it's your hobby, it's fine to be moderately spending on it. I don't really mind it. Also, I must really admit, for coaching, I get tipped FIFA points as well sometimes, so then I just spend them as well. But I was thinking, if there was one time to spend it, everyone says if you spend FIFA points, do it as a start. Are you guys considering that, Steve?
I won't. The only time I ever get FIFA points is when Adam gets me them for my birthday. which is pretty much it. I never really needed them, so I just build it up organically, and that's it. If I end up with a crap team, I end up with a crap team. I'll make it work. You know what I mean? I don't always think that the players give you that much of an advantage. I think this FIFA 19, I think this was the hardest one with if you had a shitty goal team to win with. Whereas in previous FIFAs, for sure, you didn't need a God squad to win.
Yeah.
That I totally agree on. Huh. Are you spending, Adam?
No. I completely agree with everything you just said. No, John. I'm not going to criticise people. I don't think they're the devil or anything. Like that.
If you got the dosh, go nuts. I just don't have the money to do it. Like
personally, for me, it's a case of it's an unhealthy obsession because of the fact that what happens is I'll just be completely honest. I cannot self-regulate myself with something like that. It's why I've never took up gambling. I gamble once a year on one UFC fight. I know I can't trust myself to do that sort of thing, and this game isn't for me. And do you know what? It's the same argument I would make about marijuana. I think it should be 100% legal, but at the same time, there are some people that should try it, and if they realise very early on that it's not something that agrees with them, not do it. And this isn't something that I can personally regulate well.
That's a good thing to know, though, and acknowledge, and you can proceed from there.
Yeah, exactly. I don't want to just throw away the game or not like enjoy myself, but at the same time, I don't want to. Yeah, exactly that.
All right. Well, I've thought about my approach for a couple of weeks now, actually, and I'm still not totally planned it out yet, because I've got several options, and with me it's also because I make FIFA content, which I have to consider. And something like a Road to Glory is trading stuff or going fully free to play would make for good content. But on the other hand, I do a lot of personal sessions, and if I have the time to play Weekend League, I want to perform the utmost best I actually can, else I won't even play usually. If I'm not certain about the team, I just won't play, because if I do it, I want to do it 100%. So I have two options to actually start with. Just go free to play fully this year, and make content out of that as well, and let's see how it goes. It would be to be completely honest, would be my first time I won't ever spend coins, FIFA points at the game. And on the other hand, I might just throw in a bit of money at the start and make that content and just let everyone know how that ends. And I'm not quite sure about it anymore at this point. So that's one thing I'm open for discussion. If you guys and everyone listening has an opinion about that, just try to convince me of anything, and I'm free to go anyway.
Do you know one thing that I will never have a problem spending money on? Is
cigarettes.
Beer.
No. Every now and then, and I literally mean every now and then, as in like monthly, spending 300 points on doing a draft or getting like a couple of points worth of doing a draft, not to get the rewards or anything like that, but just because of the fact that
I tell you what, actually, I will spend FIFA points on draft when Adam comes round.
Yeah, because it's fun.
Because it's fun. But I'm not doing it like, it's like £3 on draft. It's not like...
And it gives you an opportunity to try certain players that you would otherwise not try. Because, especially early in the game...
You don't have 15k.
Let me start by saying, if I would go FIFA points, my regular route would always be like this. I'd put in some FIFA points, and with some... think about something like 200 euros. I think most of the years that's something I put in at the start. Week 1, day 1, put it in. I don't play drafts, I don't play squad battles. I know it's a steady income to start off with. It's easy, it's good to learn the movements. but I find it too boring to actually be able to keep up my motivation. So what I usually do is spend those points in drafts. The drafts will teach me how to play other players. It will net me a lot of losses at the start of the game. It will show me the mechanics that are being more and more used, because the opponents will do that. It will show me other little tricks they already do, because the people who are spending points or coins at drafts at the start are usually players that are a bit more serious. I think. So I can actually learn from those losses.
Yeah, because they want to win and get the rewards.
Exactly.
That's their thinking.
And every pack you get from a draft is worth something at the start of the game. You might get lucky. I usually not lucky with my packs, but that will be my route to go, and not spend it all on packs, buying packs in the store. So just spend all my points on drafts, playing a lot of matches, losing a lot of matches, learning the game that way, and in the meanwhile just gathering cards from the rewards.
That is an interesting, actually. I never thought it like that.
The other way is, if I go free, then I need to do squad battles probably at the start. And that's not something I'm looking really forward to, because I don't play well. I don't find the mental part of the coaching thing is not available in playing in the AI, and I really don't like it that much.
So also, what we've actually forgot is, and I should have mentioned this before, is there any objectives that are super helpful with super good rewards I'm going to try and do as well? And that's going to be something that that people are going to miss in guides and stuff. Is that if there's a really good
so objectives have changed, so I think that's a good point. I thought about that, and I've decided that if that's something I don't look forward to doing, or don't like the mode where it is needed to. So this year they've been forcing a lot of squad battle objectives. I simply will not do it at all. I'd rather try to grind for something else. Do something that suits me better. I'm not going to do things this year which I don't like doing. I just period. Then my team gets a hit. It's alright, but I'm not going to do it. That's my honest opinion. But it's a good advice though. But there's just one of the rules. If my approach for 20, even if I go paid or not, one of the rules is if an objective is worth it, but it's not fun doing it, or it's not motivating me for doing it, I'll just skip it. Won't do it. Not putting the effort in it. I'd rather have someone else doing it, to be honest.
There is that thing, isn't there, of like effort versus like time versus reward that people do generally forget. Like if the thing is to get an 84 that has average stats and it scores 7 goals with a Spanish player on rivals, and you don't have any Spanish players, you might as well just leave it. But then if it's someone that completes your squad, then you sort of have to do it. And so it's assessing the reward versus the effort spent, basically.
I gotta agree on that. Except that the fact that this year has shown that within 2 weeks another player pops up in the content, which might as well fit you as good.
Yeah, so, that is true. That is true. True. But someone who's a diehard addict like me is gonna do it anyway, because then I'm like, well, I've got him.
Yeah, but you won't need any motivation to go anywhere as well. So
that is true. That is true.
Look, my situation is also a bit different this year, I guess. So some of you might know, you two do know that we're expecting our second baby around this time.
Hey!
So if it suddenly run out of the show, you know what's going on. But that will probably change my whole time schedule. So basically what I'm doing is, first, helping people, which I help a coach. Second, I'm going to do the fun things in FIFA, which helps my team. And third is my content. And
your wife is going to be so angry you didn't say first look after the new child.
FIFA, we're talking about a FIFA
podcast. Smoothly done.
Yeah.
Whew, you would see my face now. No, but basically my approach would be paid drafts, learn the game, get a lot of losses. Maybe I'm even gonna stream all those losses because I really don't mind the records. And that's also because if you do as much tactic tuning as I do, you'll lose the first 4 or 5 matches with a new formation or strategy. Anyway, so the record doesn't mean anything for me.
That is another thing actually. Is testing if you like a formation or not, is because a lot of people just get formations of the amount of people I saw have 4-2-3-1 and then try and play it like a 4-1-2-1-2 this year was quite, especially at the start, was very surprising. And it'll be interesting to see. I mean, I've heard that certain tactics are broken this year, but we'll have to see.
Yeah, but that's something. If my experience showed that if you start off with draft, even losing it, you will get a feel for what formation suits you to start.
Oh yeah, because you have to pick different formations,
and you can't change those. So
yeah, and that's it. And
so, for example, if I get hammered with a 4-3-3 and a halftime score is 4-0, I usually just what I did last year is, okay, I'm not going to quit this match, and I will be out of the draft anyways. But I'll use my remaining pauses to set it up differently to see if that fits me better. And I've learned from that one. So
and annoy your opponent.
Yeah, probably as well. But that's a good way to actually. It's a better way for me to teach myself the game. Myself, can you actually hear me talking here? I'm spending too much time with you guys. To learn myself the game, and I think it's also, well. It shows. It gets me ready for weekend league losses as well. What about trading? You guys going full in trading next year?
So I believe that we may have a guest who is going to teach us how to trade. I say that he's probably not going to be able to teach us how to trade. I mean, I dabbled in a bit of trading. I wouldn't say that I was like pro trader. I wouldn't ever invest like. I wouldn't get 50 of one card, for example. Yeah, like a lot of traders do. But I would generally have the foresight to get good players for the player of the month and stuff like that, and then sell them off for a bit more money. But they made it harder this year, and I think FIFA are going to make it even harder next year for traders to make loads and loads of money. I think they're going to try and make that a difficult thing.
Which is cool, right? I mean, show some skill if you did get it right. Or go into that.
I was okay at it. I mean, like I remember last year, at some stage, Greek players were worth loads, and I remember because Tom was playing then, and I sent a message to Adam and Tom like the day before saying, "Buy Greek players. It's going to be the Greek league. They're going to need Greek players." And I don't think either of them listened. And then I was like, I've made like 20k on Greek players. What have you two been doing? And they were like, oh, you post loads of crap. We don't normally listen to it. But well done for being right for once.
I am going to definitely go the trading route this year. But the problem is I'm so impatient. So I'm going to have to sit down and really think about it before I do it. But that
is it. It takes
my
time.
Big obsession this year, my big obsession is getting one of them 8 or 9 people with their own dynamic movements. We've spoken about it before, but Kante. Oh, I need to do that this year. Yeah, I need, because of the fact that I've always been the biggest advocate for dynamic movement people. It's why the Shaqiri Scream card scared the life out of me when it first came out, because I thought if they ever make that properly, it'd be the most broken card in the game. So I wanna like look into the market like that, because I think players like that, Cristiano Ronaldo's, Lionel's, Neymar's, people like that don't ever really go down that much, do they?
Do you reckon Ronaldo's going to still have his own move?
Yeah, definitely.
Oh, it's in the game from years ago. Because I tell you what, someone random like Tim Howard still has it. I mean, he won't next year, but Tim Howard has it. Shaqiri has it. Akinfenwa has it.
I think there's no reason getting it out, right? I mean,
yeah, they've left it in for the last like million years.
Yeah, if you've got it, then they'll leave it.
As well as all of their broken code that they've left in the game, like the ability to dive and things like that. That's not in the game. Don't worry, people. But the basis for that code is definitely in the game.
Liverpool have an agreement this year, don't they? They have like a special we've signed up with.
Yeah.
So I wonder if they'll all have their own like because of Sadio Mane with his own movement, with his own like nippy steps. That could be interesting. But yeah,
definitely. Considering trading, I'm just gonna do one thing this year. Two things actually. It's half trading, half not. I am not gonna do any SBCs. I'm gonna be completely honest. I'm gonna keep all my players. I will be selling all Premier League players right off the bat. Because I won't be going Premier League anyways. Gonna take that value. And what I'm also going to do, and a friend of the show sent me that message, sent me that tip, is that's FUT_ASD. Might as well mention him here. So Andrew, he sent that he is going to hoard all the cards. Not going to quick sell, not going to put it on anything. But if the right SBC hits, all those cards will rise up. So we got lots of specific objectives of special SBCs, which has been this year. Take the Champions League cards, for example, who award nothing except when the big SBCs hit, they all went out for 10k. Or suddenly Bayern Munich players, just the regular 78 players went up 10k. So his tip is just hold on to all your cards until they are exploding and then sell.
Oh, I did that anyway. Anyone from the team?
I did not, and that's something I am going to do this year.
Top 6, I was terrible for it. Top 6 Prem, top 2, probably top 3 Bundesliga, maybe top 4 France, top 4 Spain. Just keep them all, and then see, like definitely Barca, Real for sure, and then maybe Sevilla. I don't know. Normally it's like them, the like marquee club. You keep them players, and then eventually they'll be worth.
Yeah. I am doing one SBC next year whenever it comes out.
Hullet.
Butch again, yeah. There's no way I'm not having him in my end team next year either. He'll always be in it now.
I would probably do every SBC that I am a sucker for just doing every SBC. Like not the icons and stuff, but like, oh bloody hell, what was that? I will do a lot of SBCs though. So I find them fun, and they generally don't cost a lot. I generally accumulate a lot of cards anyway. So yeah,
I'm gonna stay high clear of it, guy. I don't wanna go untradeable ever again.
we can see what happens here, what effect it has. Do you know what? I did actually have the thought on the train, right? What would actually happen if you did no SBCs and just accumulated weekend league rewards and nothing else, and then never, you know.
Well, that's going to see next year.
yeah, maybe, and just sold everything you got and didn't actually. But it would take too long. Or saved every pack you got from an SBC till Team of the Year, and then open them all.
Oh, okay. So I've seen this play out. So basically, what this guy did, at some point, he basically saved every pack that he could get for Team of the Year. So the January or December one, I forgot what month it was.
Yeah.
And he had 400 packs, and some of it was amazing. He obviously hit a few, but I mean, was it worth it in the end? I don't know, because when he hit Kevin De Bruyne and Marcelo, but a lot of it was like hitting it when they were untradeable. And whilst that's great, then players are not necessarily going to make it into your final team.
No, and I think that's the biggest thing. So I'm going to stay away from untradables. Closing thoughts on the strategies and approaches next year, because once we get the details, we're going to go further into our approach, I think. Steve, what is the one thing you are not going to do next year, what you did this year?
The one thing I'm not going to do next year that I did this year?
Yes.
We
did not prepare this question, so...
Yeah,
pressure.
not. I will probably not do and not. Oh, I don't know. I
Keep
didn't do anything
keep
wrong this year,
keep that for
really.
next week. Then there must be something.
Yeah.
Adam.
My one is simple. Mid-year meltdown where I blow up my team and almost get myself completely coined out of the game. I do it every year where I go absolutely mental at, just something in the game and just like sod it. Unless I get Ronaldo, I will basically. I want to try and if I'm going to get a Ronaldo this year because I've never had Ronaldo in the game, and I don't want Messi. But if I can, I want to try and either get Ronaldo, but do it like the right way, not just having a meltdown midway through the season.
I thought about it, and the only thing I can think of was not waste coins at the end. Like, because at the end of the season, I just blew loads of it on like every SBC. So like, I did Rabiot and he was crap. I did Oya and I found him crap. So maybe I won't money on crap SBCs.
Ah, that's a good one. Mine is similar. I'm gonna stay away from SBC totally and icons because it kind of wrecked my team last year. Because I had at January I had 8 icons in my main team, where only one ended up being there, so it wasn't really worth it. And I'll rather stay.
You failed Operation Icon.
I could have finished it really early, but only bad icons. So of bad icons, they were pretty good for the time being. But I'm gonna stay liquid as long as possible, and if the SBCs hit, for example, a Ronaldo or Hullet or Vieira, then I might go into those at that time. But then at least you have the advantage of having them in time. But not all the thing. I think it's time for the weekly reward. We're running a bit long on the show, so Steve, can you tell us who wins this weekly FUT?
Okay, so I'll tell you what the award is for. So the award is the perfect link. And it goes to the player who is trying to make himself go to a team where he'd get a perfect link with a player. So, Adam, drum roll, please.
Weekly reward goes to
Kenny Lala for trying to do everything possible to force his way to playing on the right wing back next to his best mate, but Mbappe. I don't know if they're best mates in real life, but they have been on FIFA all year. And yeah, he's trying his absolute best for all of you FIFA people that love a meta right back and right winger. So there you go. Be happy. Kenny Lala will probably start off really well. He might even get the early team of the week, and there you go. You'll have a 300k right back to mess around with.
He won't get as many team of the weeks next year because he won't be on penalties, which is where he got most of his goals from.
He wills Neymar's out.
No, because Mbappe will take him, won't he?
Cavani.
Cavani's their penalty taker.
Let's find out.
Anyway. Yeah, right, cool.
Steve, where can people find you?
They can find me at Valent777 or just on the What the FUT Twitter. WTFUT podcast.
All right, Adam, where can people find you?
FUT Frankenstein on Twitter, and again, the podcast Twitter as well. And yeah, that's about it.
Awesome, and you can find me on everything with FUT coaching in it. So make sure /FUT coaching on Twitter, FUT coaching YouTube, etc., etc.
Pornhub /FUT coaching. You can find him there.
Yeah, I have not tried that one though, and I'm not gonna to. But let me know what you'll find. Thank you all for your support, your sending questions, and for your tips. So next week we're going to dive into more FIFA 20. And we hope to get some player ratings out already so we can discuss that. And we are actually expecting some FUT news before our next episode. So it will be fun. If you have any questions, feedback, comments, let us know. Drop it in the comments. Give us a thumbs up, a share, a like, a retweet. Everything that will help us a lot. I think that's the end of the episode. So Adam.
Goodbye. Have fun, guys. See you next week.
And Steve.
Insert long pause like Adam. And goodbye, everyone. Enjoy. Don't play any FIFA 19. Whoops.
And that's goodbye from me, and see you next week. Thanks for joining us.